All right, welcome on back. Uh, I actually ended up doing some work for a little bit, so I'm gonna keep an eye on the time and make this one a bit shorter. But I feel like we were really breaking some ground there with whole Russia joining NATO idea. Like, I feel like a lot of people just didn't even think that that was a potential option. So yeah, and if Russia joined NATO, I don't even know what that would mean. Like, would that just okay? Yeah, I was gonna say. I thought I dropped this off here, and then I don't know what to do with iron and if anything, or maybe. Let's see, I don't know. Maybe iron can go there. Like we almost need one more slot. Like I guess copper doesn't really deserve to be there, but it is an ore. And then like any of this stuff, like I don't know. We even have ice in here because blue ice is going to be very useful. It never melts, so you can put it in the nether, and then you can use boat travel, which we still don't have. Hmm. Maybe I should go on a mission for some ice, for some snow. Basically, I'd have to go to the snowy biome, and I don't have a replication of the entire. Maybe that's what we need to do. Maybe what I need to do is make like an entire map room here. Let's actually do that while we talk about this. So I wanted to keep explaining that a little bit. So mutually assured construction is just kind of like a nonsensical term almost that I came up with, but at the same time, well, it's not nonsensical. It's to where if we give each other or mutual respect and confidence as people, then we could together build whatever. I mean, we could fix all of the world problems working together. And I feel like that's what everybody deep down wants, and everybody throughout all of history, all of recorded time, humans have wanted to work together, fix problems. Nobody likes having problems, but then there's disarguments or disagreements and arguments about who can fix it. Okay, well, maybe that's because the life of a politician is very cushy. So we make it to where if you're a politician, if you're a leader or whatever, oh, well, by all means, let's take care of our leader. Let's bend over backwards to make sure they have the finest things and all this. And thankfully, we're starting to break away from that. But even look at the U.S. Like, we constantly have to like point our fingers back at ourselves because the fact of the matter is, we're not winning no ethics contests. Like this is still a problem, and we're not really handling our own problems the best. And we're still divided and arguing and all this. And even the Lego movie has Lincoln Lego or Lego Lincoln saying a house divided would be better than this, and then like flies out. But that's in reference to Lincoln's speech, like a house divided against itself cannot stand, meaning that a country that constantly argues and stuff isn't going to work. Now that might have been over dramatic and a little an exaggeration because even in Lincoln's time, guess what? It was a very nice life to be a president. Very important. A lot of people wanted to be it, or at least be associated with it. Hmm. How do you get elected? How do you make yourself stand out in someone's mind? Oh, well, let's do some ridiculous campaigning, accuse the other party of some ridiculous stuff that's going to stand out in people's minds, and then let's be like, but I can fix it. And then was born deceit in politics, deceit in human government of themselves. We deceive ourselves to try to convince to vote one way or the other. See, there you go. And everybody's susceptible to it. I don't know. That's a whole nother thing. But I'm still just so excited about what if Russia joined NATO? Then that's game over. Done. All right, but we've already said that. So let's see. What else was there? Let's do the map thing. We got like another 15 minutes. Oh, come on. The drift is starting to come in. So, all right. Well, sorry. Now I'm all like, let's just go leave all these pumpkins and melons there. Let's go get the thing. This is like practice. Being able to describe concepts in real time while being distracted with actual goals and because you really can't focus on too much at once. Like it really even more than one thing at a time. Except for shower thoughts though, meditation. I was thinking about that too, like the way people pray, the way people meditate, the way people are spiritual, or the way that they're faithful, or the way that, it all means about the same thing. And I was starting to kind of draw some connections there. Like, so the pillars of Islam, one of them is to pray to Allah. And what is praying, but essentially meditating with good focus? Like, you're trying to, um, good intentions. You're trying to talk about, like, oh, please do this for this person, or do this for me, or and for this reason, or whatever. Like, the majority, if you think about it, in religion, people praying is trying to let whoever or whatever created us know that, hey, I'm trying to do this. Like, please be kind to me, or please help me stop getting punished so much, or whatever. And again, I like the idea of like an unwatched coffee pot. Like, if there is a God, I mean, because the common argument of, like, if there's a God, then that means they're okay with, and that's a total straw man fallacy, but that's okay that means that the God is okay with murder and death and starvation and all this. And it's like, but if you think about it, we're directly responsible for all these things because of misunderstanding and communication and greed, and and the love for power. Like, people see it and like, oh wow, this is pretty nice. I'm gonna keep doing this, or whatever the case may be. So let's take the well, let's either take the train or take the train, and it's about the same. No, let's do the nether train. Oh wait, because then the nether. Yep, never mind. The nether train drops me off down at Balagma when I need to go to Andarius proper, old Andarius. And this is new Andarius, or Oasis. Anyways, names, labels, like, they're just used for identification and association. They could be anything. That's one thing I learned through computer science is, like, when you're naming variables for a program that you're trying to write, it really doesn't matter what you call them as long as you remember why they or what they're called and why they're called that. Like, if is there a relevance to it? And that's why we also have documentation in well, we're supposed to have documentation in every code we write. Easier said than done, especially if there's a budget. Like, if you got someone, and that's we're getting better at that too. Like, on average, a lot of my colleagues and I, when we're talking about that sort of thing, it's like, you know, not that it comes up a lot, I guess, but the people that I've talked to, I guess I should actually. That's a good point. I should ask some people, like, how much do you document your stuff? Because it is an ongoing joke, and even being part of, like, nerd groups on Facebook and stuff is like, you end up finding out, or the coding game community that even has their own Discord that I haven't really been that involved with lately, but I try to be. And that's where I talked to some Russians too, not directly, and we didn't bring up anything like that, but um, hmm, sorry, it's tricky because a lot of the moderation is trying to keep that sort of talk down, especially when it could potentially lead to, like, a security risk, like, or endanger somebody. But I don't know, just watching. Sorry, I'm still stuck on how Putin's talking about CIA, how he was part of his own intelligence committee. He even said a job is a job, like, just all of these things that make him seem human. He's not some evil, like, creature doing these things. I'm not saying he's great, like, and I'm not saying the Ukraine war is great, and I think that all of it needs to be stopped, but we need to take a serious look at the state of things in the world. Like, let Russia join NATO. Anyways, back to the commenting code. You're supposed to comment your code. There you go. That's all I want to say on that, and I forget where I was going with that. Um, oh, variables, the names, they don't really matter. And same with people. What's in a name? Shakespeare knew that concept way back when he, wrote that. What's in a name? Talking about the Montagues and the who were the two houses in Shakespeare? It was like the Montagues and the. I don't know. There's even that Brad Pitt, or not Brad Pitt. Leonardo DiCaprio, I think, is in it. But it's like a modern Shakespeare, Romeo and Juliet, and, like, but they've got guns instead of swords, and they talk like they're in Shakespeare, but they're like gangsters running around, like, running things. Oh, here we go. Woo! That was the old track, and now we're here. So this is Endarius proper, for those that haven't seen this. This is just some of the mine that I've been building, but not mining a lot of it out of it, at least not far down. I mean, I started doing this, and ooh, look at that too. There's like a whole glow cave under here that I all lit up. Anyways, um, and we're getting maps. That's right. And I gotta go back to work here soon. I don't know. It's just blows my mind, and I just wanted to kind of like talk more about that. And same with religion too. When I was living with my roommates from Saudi Arabia, who were Muslim, practiced Islam, and I'm talking about that with the lawyer now about, hey, what do you think about this? And he's like, well, what I think about it is Islam's evil, and let's see, are these? I think I need to make empty locator maps, which means that I need to do that. And basically, I need to make a copy of. I have that one. Or wait, no, this one. And I think this one. I think are the two maps that I have there. Yeah, because originally I was going to go up there and build a base there, but then Oasis ended up just being. I do have a base there. I have colonies and all this stuff we talk about in human history. And basically that. So, yeah, I need like all of them, but basically I wanted that because the snow. And I'm starting to wonder if that seems out of place. Like, look at that. If that was a puzzle, none of the edges line up in Septopolis. I almost wonder if I messed that up because everything else looks like it fits like a puzzle. Almost. This kind of, I mean, yeah, it does there, the dark green there. But like this. Maybe? But that's a lot of really, flat all around too. Like none of them seem to really match up all that great. I think Septopolis is wrong. Interesting. But wait, that almost looks like it could go up and be an extension of this. I don't know. Anyways, the importance is if we're gonna get ice, then we gotta go to a snowy area, or I think we can maybe even make ice. But if we're gonna farm a lot of blue ice, basically, or even a lot of packed ice, because if we can farm a lot of packed ice, it's a 6-to-1 ratio. So, oh, let's what's the one where we're 9 must stay. Okay, which we don't even have. Okay, so we're gonna get a copy of 9 must stay. Actually, no, we don't even need to do that. Okay, so, and then we need. Yeah, I'm gonna do another episode after I get done with work. So, because I got about another few minutes. Let's see, what time is it actually? Exactly. Yeah, I've got like 5 minutes. Then I gotta go back to doing IT things. But that is just so exciting. I'm sorry, like what if? That's just such a cool thing to think about. Because then it's game over. Like, but game over is in humanity wins. Like we no longer have to worry about wars. I mean, yeah, there's going to be some squabbles and things we got to separate out. But once Russia and China and America all stop squabbling, then we can focus on all the other countries and let everybody be heard and included. Oh, also, I just realized this is where I have my shrine, my RIP shrine. If you look at the map there, it's that green dot on the Cherry Grove Island. Yeah. Okay, so wait, I can make more compasses, more locator maps. Oops, I need no there. Jeez. Okay, so I can make 2 as is. I can make 5 compasses, and then I need more paper, which paper or sugar cane. I feel like I have. Oh, it's been a while since I've been here. Yeah, this is my massive melon farms, and this is my reserve. My gigantic mob grinder with some purple. That's cotton or that's wool, so that's not burning. Being next to lava, which actually that's kind of interesting. If that was wood, that would have burned by now. Anyways, and then there's a little like temple there. Let's see, paper and this, that's bamboo. Here we go. Eventually, I want to have like this full with every item. I don't know what kind of flex that would be, or just too much time on my hands, and I haven't done it. Which is interesting because of with sugarcane, because I've filled entire hop or chests for being sucked down into the uh, processor, the composter, like the automatic composter. Okay, so now gotta do this, gotta do paper, and then empty locator maps. Yes, and then the rest can go back in there. Okay, so we got paper for days, and then we have that empty locator. Actually, so we need. Hmm. I really need to go check that one again. But anyways, let's see. Yeah, now I should probably think about getting back to work, but I know I said that just a little bit ago, but now that I look at the time, that was 4 minutes. We're about there. So, anyways, ta-ta for now. That's a short one. Just know that, and this is a big goal of white hat cybersecurity professionals all around the world. And I do have many colleagues that are going to be excited about that, just because it means potentially our jobs just got a lot easier. If there's world peace, then okay. There's not so much need for deception and need for like the secret agencies to be working against each other and not knowing what everyone's doing. Like even our own government, the American government, seems to work against itself all the time. When we just bring it all to the light and understanding and easily communicate things, and it's like, oh, okay, and then most of the stuff is not a problem anymore. Until it becomes a problem. I'm not saying that there's not going to be a need for law enforcement. Like people are going to still make mistakes, still have bad days, but like if we could start fixing problems as a unified world, then we don't have to worry about war. We don't have to spend all that money on weapons and stuff. And like $800 billion a year. You know how much $800 billion could build? That's a house for every person. Like seriously, every year you could easily do that. Like even if you just took 1 year of $800 billion and just built apartments for everybody. Not even real houses. I mean, it doesn't have to be houses. It could just be apartments. Like, all right, here you go. Here's a super cheap apartment. You got to still pay your way. You got to have a job. You got to work. But here's what you got to do. And there you go. Oh, that's a cool future. So, anyways, ta ta for now. I will see you all in the next one, or I'll see you after work. All right. See ya.